Damn, he fucked me up. Damn! Damn!
Hello everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video from me, your boy Comwall, and today we're going to be going over quite possibly one of my favorite DLC guns, I believe, and it's really started to grow on me recently, the Fara 83. So, like most guns in this game, they're kind of tough to use without attachments. However, the attachments for these guns haven't really changed, so the review might be a little short, but I'm going to actually cover a couple other things besides the attachments. I'll be leaving timestamps below if you want to skip to the attachments, or if you want to skip to some gameplay that I clipped the other day. And keep in mind, this gameplay isn't even with it fully decked out, which to me was insane. So anyways, to start off, we'll be going over the attachments for the gun. And then later on, we'll be going over the recoil pattern, and then after that, we'll go over a specific attachment for the Fara 83 that I actually don't use on any of my other assault rifles, which I think is actually pretty interesting because you don't really lose too much feel for it, in my opinion. Actually, there's going to be two attachments, but we'll start with the one attachment that I recorded. We'll be using the XM4 for a comparison. The XM4 right now, to me, is my favorite meta gun. It just absolutely beams, and it's a great gun to help counteract the AK-74U, which I know is right now the hottest meta submachine gun. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So to start off, we'll go with the Fara 83. Just look at the attachments that I have on it, or that I would recommend people use. So for the muzzle, we have the KGB Eliminator for that 17% recoil. The 83%, or however much it is, muzzle concealment really doesn't bother me that much. It does come with a little bit more downside than the muzzle above it. So if you would like to use the one, I believe it's the Spetsnaz compensator, you could use that one too. It also works very well. Takedown barrel for the efficient damage range. I think personally takedown barrel is one of the better barrels to use, especially on this gun, because the gun already comes with an insane amount of firing rate. You don't really need that extra firepower. If you're looking for a midway point between the bullet velocity and the effective damage range, I would definitely go with the takedown. It makes this gun just a straight tank when you hit all your shots. Microflex LED, you can bounce back and forth between this and the Millistop LED. They're both good red dot sights. To me, they're probably two of the best sights in the game. And just taking a step back to the takedown barrel real quick, you can sub out takedown for Ranger or extended. We'll be going over why I don't use the Task Force barrel for this gun. I can't remember the specific name for it, but I personally don't like it. I think the recoil is a little too crazy for me, but you don't even really need it. As long as you have the takedown barrel, I believe you're fine. For the stock, I use KGB Skeletal for the extra aim movement and walking speed. Plus, you get that little 5% sprint to aim time, which for this gun you're going to want to have, especially if you like to have a little bit more of a running gun. AR. For the grip, I use the Grew Elastic Wrap. Pretty standard. Everybody uses the Grew Elastic Wrap. I mean, it just comes with the best stats on it, personally. And the downsides really aren't that bad, especially if you use the KGB Skeletal stock. You really won't notice anything. You'll get quicker ADS time. You get that aim to drop in prone, which, I mean, if you use bumper jumper like I do, sometimes if you want to get a little bit of a nasty drop shot on some people that are talking a lot of smack, there you go. The Grew Elastic Wrap is probably going to be your best friend. So in this picture we'll go over real quick the underbarrel Spetsnaz grip, which again helps give you that extra 6% horizontal, I'm pretty sure, and 20% vertical, which is very well needed on these guns. You could probably get away with using a speed grip on this gun, but I personally prefer aim on my ARs over speed. But either one is probably going to be good enough for you. And then the magazine that I wanted to talk about, which is one of the attachments we'll go over, is the 40 round speed mag. The 40 round speed mag doesn't really hurt you as much as other guns does with the speed mags, and this gun has a very punishing reload time. So if you feel like you're getting caught in between reloads after the 40 bullets, and keep in mind this gun does have a high firing rate, so you will run into a lot of issues in gunfights where you'll get a 2 or 3 piece and you'll have to reload. And say on a smaller map like Crossroads or a smaller map like Nuketown, if you're running around with that 40 round regular mag, you might be caught in a reload. So if you feel like the speed mag will help you out, I would actually say that you can use it on this gun, and it probably won't hurt you as much as other guns do. The aim down sights time, as I'll go over, isn't really that bad when you look at it. We'll move on to the XM4 just for a comparison. I'm using similar attachments. I actually switched recently from using the Ranger barrel to the extended barrel on my XM4, but the Ranger barrel is still a very good barrel to use. Kind of a similar reason why I don't use the takedown here. I think the XM4 needs a little bit more of a firing rate, which is why I prefer to use the Ranger barrel. I think the extended barrel is probably something that you might want to use now, which is the meta, especially with the Raider pad. The Raider pad helps keep you moving a little faster when you're ADSing, and it helps you move pretty quickly compared to other ARs in this game, especially compared to the Krig or the AK-47. So talking about the attachments, we'll go right into the recoil patterns. We'll talk about that first on the Fara 83. So as you can see here, first we're going to be using the Fara with just the takedown barrel. You can tell that the gun kind of doesn't really have any movement to it, and I'll put in a slow-mo version just for you to see. That's with the regular 40 round mag, I believe. It's very, very, very straight. You don't even have to really move it that much. That's without me touching anything on the R stick. It just straight beams. I mean, there's not much more you can say about that. This gun with the takedown barrel, it just beams like crazy. With the 40 round regular mag, you can tell it has a little bit more of a reload speed, but it's not terribly bad. And then this is with the task force barrel for it. As you can tell, it kind of like has a little bit of a circular motion for the first 10 bullets as it slowly starts to drift up and to the right. As it is normal with these task force barrels, they're a little harder to control. This one I will say is a lot better than the task force on the XM4, but it's still not my preferred barrel to use. This is with the takedown barrel again, but with the 40 round speed mag, and the 40 round speed mag, as you saw right there, kind of gives it a little bit more of a quicker reload speed. It's got a little bit more of a delay on the ADS, which is why I prefer to just use the regular 40 round mag, but honestly, it's not terrible. It's not as bad as most of the other 40 round mags, and as the slow-mo shows here, it's still a pretty quick pop in and out. It's not as bad. You can still run and gun with this thing, but pretty crazy. But I would still probably prefer to use the 40 round mag. Maybe more games with the 40 round speed mag might make me feel more comfortable with it. But anyways, without further ado, we'll go into the XM4 comparison. So as you can see here, I'm just showing off that the XM4 has the takedown barrel on it. This is what takedown is. It's pretty much the same as it is for the Fara. It's pretty much circular recoil pattern, and that's with the task force. As you can see, it doesn't even let me get to the 10 bullet point before it starts going crazy up and to the right. It's just not worth the usage on this gun. That's with the speed round mag. The snap isn't terrible. It feels like on these guns they have a little bit more of a weight to it than it sees in video, so if you want to play around with it, that by all means go for it. But it's got a little bit more of a stutter, I believe. It feels just a little heavier for my liking, so I would much rather just regularly use the 40 round mag. As seen here, much quicker pop in and out. So anyways guys, that's pretty much summing up the Fara 83. This gun just shoots straight beams on its own without any kind of task force barrel. The 40 round speed mag, like I was saying before, you can play around with it, you can see if you want to use it. Like I said, I might have to spend a little more games when I unlock it to really get a feel for it and see how kind of take to it, I guess you could say. The takedown barrel, though, is probably going to be the barrel that I stick with. I just like it so much more, and the 40 round regular mag I probably will use a lot more too, just because, I mean, this gun doesn't take 10 bullets to kill somebody. You're killing people in 4 shots, maybe 5 shots if you hit all your bullets. I mean, this gun just, as far as the DLC weapons go, takes the cake for me so far. It's probably one of my favorite guns to use in pubs. It's definitely one of the better guns, better ARs to compete with the 7B4U. Up close, definitely one of the better ARs that they've come out with. I like this a lot better than the Groza as far as DLC weapons go. And to be honest, I kind of like this a lot better than the XM4 in pubs. I kind of hated this gun when I first started using it. Without attachments, it still beams. It just doesn't move, which I guess is weird for me. I'm used to kind of compensating for recoil, especially on the XM4 or with the 74U, and I do use that. But if you really want a good gun to use, a good fun AR with run and gun capability, this is definitely your gun. Like I said, some attachments are interchangeable. You can use a speed grip for the foregrip if you want to have a little bit more of an extra running power. If you want, instead of the takedown, you can use the task force. Just keep in mind that after those first 10 bullets, you're going to be seeing a little bit more of a increase in up and to the right with the recoil pattern. But if you kill the person in the first 4 or 5 bullets, it's not really going to matter too much about that recoil, especially if you're more conservative with your ammo. But all in all, I'd probably use this gun a lot in pubs. The XM4 is still probably my favorite gun to use just because it feels nicer. I feel like it's got a little bit more movement to it, but I will definitely be playing around with this gun a lot more, especially in 1024/7. So with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more. I will be doing more covers on DLC weapons. I'll probably do the LC10 next because that gun I've been using a little bit more, and it's probably by far the best SMG in the game in terms of feel and in terms of firepower. So do keep on the lookout for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll just fade out with the rest of the gameplay going if you want to stay for the rest of it, just to see how just straight beams with this gun works. This is, again, a reminder, this gameplay is without it fully attached. I think I do only have the takedown barrel, and I think probably the spet mouse grip on it. So, like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.
Trophy system activated.
Hostile spy plane established over here. Hostile spy plane detected.
Ready to commence overflight.
I'm commencing overflight.
Artillery standing by.
objectives back. Hostiles are pulling back. Back off. We are in control.
Okay, why don't you